Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will learn about how to convert radian into degrees and vice versa. Vice versa means degrees can also be converted into radians. In previous lecture, we have studied about the relationship between sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta, and their expression with the relation to sides. So as this is the angle theta, and the adjacent side to theta is known as adjacent side, and this is the side opposite to theta, and this was the hypotenuse. And we have covered this all where the sine theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse, cos theta is adjacent side upon hypotenuse, and what is tan theta? That is opposite side upon adjacent sides. So all of this we have covered in our previous lecture, where you just have to remember the one line so ga to. So I have described this already. Then moving ahead to how to convert radians into degrees and degrees into radians. Since trigonometric focuses on the relationship of sides and angles of a triangle, let's go over how angles are measured. Angles are measured in two forms. One is degrees, another one is radians. So what are the degrees and radians? Look at this quadrants. This is your x-axis and this is y-axis. X-axis, this is the initial side, and y-axis, this is known as ordinate. And here is your origin where the value of x and y both is 0, 0. First, we write the value of x, then we will write the value of y. So the angle theta is here. Basically, angles are formed by an initial side and a terminal side. An initial side is said to be in standard position when its vertex located at the origin and the ray goes along the positive axis. So that's why we call it initial side. Clear? Okay. An angle is measured by the amount of rotation from the initial side. So it is measured how this terminal side is rotated from the initial side. A positive angle is made by a rotation in counterclockwise direction. If this is your counterclockwise, then you will find the angle positive. If the rotation is on this side, clockwise direction, then you will find the angle is negative. So this is the difference between clockwise and counterclockwise directions in which we measure the angle. Clear? Okay. Look at this circle. This circle, it is composed of 360 degrees. Means each degree comprises a circle that is up to 360 degree, which is one revolution. 360 degree is one revolution. So degrees are used primarily to describe the size of angle. So let us suppose here is angle theta here, and this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Here the value is 1, 0, and the value at this axis is 0, 1. So 1 is radius, that is we have taken it as 1. Let us suppose this is the center of the circle and it is marked as point O, and this is OA, and this is O, B. So OA, this is the radius of circle. Clear? And this is your x direction and this is y direction. On x-axis, the value of y is always 0 and x is 1 at this point. And for this point, the value of x is 0 and y is 1 because we have chosen the radius of circle that is equal to unity. Clear? So this is all about degree. How this circle comprised 360 degrees, that is one revolution. And then coming to radians. Is when revolutions measured in radians, that is known as 2 pi. If it is in the terms of pi, so pi is a constant, its value is 3.14. This holds one revolution that is equal to 2 pi. Clear? Okay. When 2 pi is equal to 360 degree, the whole circle is one revolution that is equal to 360 degree as well. This is equal to 2 pi. So from here, this is 360 degree and this is 2 pi radians. Okay. Then you can calculate derive the relationship between degrees and radians from here. Then 1 degree is equal to 2 pi by 360. And again, you will get 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. So this is the relationship between degrees and radians. You can also find how many radians are equal to degree. Like you can also calculate for 1 radian from here. 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. Pi by 180 radians is equal to 1 degree. Then 1 radian will equal to 180 by pi degrees. So by this, you can find out the value. You can convert degrees into radians and radians into degrees. So this is a method by which we measure the angle, both degrees and radian. Clear? Let us convert 1 degree into radian. It is 120 degree into radians. So as we know, 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. Then for 120 degree, just multiply pi by 180 with 120. Then you will get the value in radians. Solve this 120 by 180. You will get 2 by 3 pi radians. Clear? So 120 degrees equal to 2 by 3 pi radians. And what about 60 degree? As 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 radians. Then for 60 degree, multiply it with 60. 3. Then you will get answer pi by 3 radians. 60 degrees equal to pi by 3 radians. And for minus 45 degree, just a sec. Yeah. For minus 45 degree, again multiply pi by 180 with 45 degree minus 45. Then you will get, yeah, minus 45 by 180 into pi. Just solve this. Cut these at the common table, that is 9. You will get 45 at 5 and this at 20. Again, solve this. Minus 1 by 4 pi. So you got the value for minus 45 in radians, that is minus pi by 4. Clear? Okay. Similarly, you can also convert radians into degree. So convert minus 2 pi by 3 into degree. Minus 2 pi by 3 into degree. As we have derived 1 radian is equal to how many degrees? 180 by pi degree. Clear? Okay. So there are how many radians? Minus 2 pi by 3 radians. Then in degrees, just multiply it with 180 degree by pi. These will be cancelled out. And 60. Then you will get the angle minus 120 degree. Clear? Okay. The next one is 3 pi. You have convert this into degrees. We have 3 pi radians. And how many radians is equal to degrees? 1 radian is equal to 180 by pi degrees. Then this much of radian is equal to, just multiply this term with 3 pi. Then you will get its value in degrees. Then both the pi's will be cancelled out. Then you will get the angle 540 degree. So this is the way you can convert both radians into degrees and degrees into radians. Yeah. Okay. Then coming to this circle, as this is unit circle means in which the value of r is equal to 1. This is our radius. Okay. This is unitary. This is also radius. This is also unitary. Its value is 1. Radius. This is also unitary. Okay. The points starting from the center of circle and intersecting the circle, that is known as radians. Clear? So here we will solve the value of sine theta and cos theta. So all of the concept of trigonometry is related to this circle. Yeah. This is our angle theta. Just draw a line dropping from this point which intersects the x-axis at some point. This is the hypothetical line as we have drawn it. So at this point there is some value of x and y. Clear? But at this point x is 1 and y is 0. At this point x is 0 and y is 1. But here there is some value of x and y because this is the terminal side and it lies between the x and y. So as we know from this formula, SOHCAHTOA and TROA, we can find out the value of sine theta, that is opposite side upon hypotenuse. And for opposite side here is, this is angle theta and opposite to this is this side. This side is parallel to y-axis. So this is also y. So here put y in place of opposite side. And hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse and its value is y, 1. So put here 1. Then sine theta is equal to y. Thus, the y terminal represents the angle that is sine theta. So now we will discuss the case of cos theta. Clear? And for this cos theta, the relationship is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Clear? Okay. So this is the adjacent side to theta and its value is x. And this is the hypotenuse. Again, it is unity. So you will get is equal to x. Then x represents cos theta and y represents sine theta. From here, you can find which angles are negative and which angles are positive. Clear? Okay. So this is our fourth quadrant. This is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. As now here, the angle is 0 degree. At this point, this is at the perpendicular to this point. Here the angle is 90 degree. And look at this straight line. The angle is 180 degree because 0 degrees in this direction and it is opposite to this one line. So this is 180 degree. Okay. So here the angle is 270 degree. And again, when we come at this point, when it has completed one revolution, the angle is 360 degree. Clear? So in first quadrant, where the angle is between 0 to 90 degree. Okay, here the angle is 0 degree. If the angle lies between 0 to 90 degree, then it is known as acute angle. Means the angle is greater than 0 degree but less than 90 degree. Then this is the acute angle. Okay. If the angle is greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree, means it lies in second quadrant, then the angle known as obtuse angle. For this acute angle. Yeah. So just we have to check here whether our angle will be positive or negative. As we have done that the y-axis represents sine theta and the x-axis represent cos theta. So look at these axes. Here x-axis is positive, y-axis also positive. So both are the positive. So in this, the first quadrant, the value of sine theta will be positive. If any sine theta, sine 45 degree, sine 60 degree, sine 52 degree, 90 degree, the value will be positive. The same is true for the cos theta. Because for both the x and y, both are the positive. As tan theta is sine theta upon cos theta. So as both are the positive, then you will get the tan theta that will be also positive. Now, in second quadrant, you can see the y-axis is positive and the x-axis. This is on negative side. This is your 0. This is plus side. This is plus side and this is negative side. And this is negative side for y-axis. On this, you can say x is negative. Clear? Okay, but y represent sine theta. So here your sine theta is positive. And cos theta, as the x-axis is negative, you will get here the any value of cos theta that will be negative. Means if the cos 120, you have to find out the value for cos 120, then you will get this value in the negative. If you have to calculate the value for sine 120, then it will be positive. Now look at the tan theta. Tan theta, again, it's the sin theta upon cos theta. Sin theta is positive, but here cos theta is negative. And overall, you will get the negative value. Here, the sign for the tan theta is negative. Now, coming to third quadrant. In third quadrant, both x-axis and y-axis, both are negative. So sin theta is also negative in this case. Sin, because this is minus y, cos theta, that is represented by x terminal, which is negative. So you will get the value of cos theta also negative. When you have to find the value of tan theta, let us suppose tan 270 degree, either 250 degree, tan 250 degree. Any value you have to find out, then you will get its value that will be positive, because in this both the signs are negative. When both the signs are negative, minus sin theta upon minus cos theta, then these negative signs will be cancelled out. Then you will get some positive term, that is tan theta. Clear? Now in fourth quadrant, sin theta value is of course negative, because it is represented by y-axis. And here the x-axis is positive side. So you will get the cos theta, the positive value. And for the tan theta, look at the signs of sin theta and cos theta. Here the cos sin theta is negative and cos theta is positive. One is positive, one is negative, then the overall you will get the negative sign over here. So if the angle is lying between 270 to 360 degree, then these are the signs where you will get the value. So basically it depends upon in which direction we have been measuring the angle. Clear? According to that, we will get the sign. And it depends upon the quadrant as well, in which quadrant that angle is lying. So you can just imagine the sign from these quadrant. Look at this unit circle. This is your x-axis and this is y-axis. Clear? If I am representing it, the angles also in the form of radians. Here the angle is in form of radians. That is, and in degree it is 30 degree. Okay. As we know, what is pi? Pi is 180 degree. And if we represent it in the form of pi, just divide it by 30. How much it is the part? We will get 6. So when we divided pi by 6, then we will get automatically the angle 30 degree, because it is the 1/6 part of the 180 degree. Same here is for angle 45 degree. Okay. So you have to check the 45 degree is the how much part of 180 degree. Just divide 180 degree by 45 degree, then you will get 4. So it means it is the 1/4 part of the 180 degree. So you will write it like pi by 4. And this is 60 degree. For 60 degree, divide 60 by 180. So it's the 1/3 part of the 180 degree. Then you will get the value pi by 3. For 90 degree, divide this angle by 180 degree, you will get it's a 1 by 2 part of the 180 degree. That is pi by 2. Clear? So by this you will can get these values of radians. This is here 90 degree. Then this is your angle 120 degree. For this, if you want to know how many radians are here, then just divide that angle by 180 degree, divide 120 by 180. Then you will get 2 by 3 pi radians. Then the next is 135 degree. 135 divided by 180. So if you will get 3 by 4 pi. Okay. And so on, you can find out the angles also from these radians. This is 150 degree, 180 degree, 210 degree, and this one is 225 and 240 degree. This is here 270 degree, and this one is 300 degree. And the next one is 315, 330 degree. And here on completing one revolution, it is 360 degree. Yeah. So I have mentioned the values of angles and radians, how much is equal to the number. As we have discussed yesterday also, look at the value of pi by 6. This is here x and this is y. Means x is cos theta. For cos 30 degree, the value is root 3 by 2. And for sine 30 degree, the value is 1 by 2. For pi by 4 means then the angle is 45 degree. X is representing cos theta means cos 45 degree is equal to 1 by 2 and sine 45 degree is also equal to 1 by 2. And for 60 degree means cos 60 degree is equal to 1 by 2, sine 60 is equal to root 3 by 2. We have learned this value from hand method. You can see it finger method also. But now just the time I want to show here as these all angles are residing in first quadrant. Clear? Okay. Now these angles are residing in third quadrants. Okay. Here is the value for pi by 4. Just opposite to it is 5 pi by 4. In first quadrant, both the values are positive. For this, the values will be negative for both sine and cos. Minus 1 by 2. Okay. Okay. Then look at this value 3 pi by 4. Here, this is your x and this is y. We have already discussed this cos will be negative. And here is the value is minus 1 by root 2. And the value for sine theta is its positive sign. That is root 1 by 2. So in this sine theta is positive. So here this is the proof about the values. Okay. So from 3 pi by 4, and what is the value for pi by 4? That is root 1 by 2, root 1 by 2. Just when there is pi by 4, either if it is any integer, it is multiplied by any integer, then you will always use this value 1 by 2, 1 by 2. But just you have to check whether it is in which quadrant. If it is the 3 pi by 4, it means it is lying in the second quadrant. Then here you will put the negative sign in front of cos value and positive sign in front of sine theta value. Clear? Yeah. Now look at this value 5 pi by 6. Its cos is negative, sine is positive. But just see the value for pi by 6. It is root 3 by 2. Root in this section, the value is negative, that is minus. Clear? But for sine theta, here is 1 by 2 for pi by 6. And for this, that is also pi by, that is 1 by 2 for 5 pi by 6. So you just have to look the quadrant. You can find the values from only first quadrant. Then from the values of first quadrant, you can find the value for second quadrant as well for third quadrant and fourth quadrant. You just have to look at the signs, which sign you have to use. Clear? So this is the unit circle. Next, now just look at this example. You have to find out the value of cos 45 degree from this unit circle. Clear? From this unit circle, the cos 45 is root 1 by 2. Under root 1 by 2. This is equal to 1 by 2. But you can also find from this finger method. For sine theta, you have to count the number of fingers toward right, and for cos theta, you have to evaluate the number of fingers on the left side. Here, as 45 degrees here, you have to find the value of cos 45 degree. Then check the number of fingers. There are 2 fingers on the left side. Okay. Then divide it by 2 and divide it by 2. Clear? Okay. Then take the square root. Sorry, here is just problem. Just wait a second. Just a sec. 0, 1, 2. Okay. So here is the root 1 by 2. Its value is not 1 by 2. That is root 1 by 2. You have to correct over here also. And here also. Yeah. Okay. Just count the number of fingers. Here are 2 fingers. Then divide it by 4 and take the square root. Then you will get the value 1 by root 2. And the next one is for sine 30. For sine 30, you have to check the number of fingers on right hand side. It is 1 divided by 4 and then take its square root. That is 1 by 2. Its value is 1 by 2. And the next is for cot 45 degree. Cot 45 degree, just convert it into cos and sine. That is cos 45 degree upon sine 45 degree. For cos 45 degree, look the fingers on the left hand side. Again, we have calculated the value for cos 45 degree. That is under root 1 by 2. And for the sine 45 degree, look the fingers at the right hand side. There are 2 fingers. So 2 divided by 4 and then take the square root. Then again you will get 1 by under root 2, 1 by 2. And this will be cancelled out. You will get 1. Similarly, you can also find the value for tan 60 degree. For this, tan 60 degree is equal to sine 60 degree upon cos 60 degree. And what is the value for sine 60 degree? Here is the 60 degree. How many fingers? Write to this 3 divided by 4, then take the under root, that is under root 3 by 2 for sine 60 degree. Under root 3 by 2. And what is for cos 60 degree? For cos degree 60 degree, just check the number of fingers toward left. There is only 1 finger. Okay, then divide it by 4 and take the square root, that is 1 by 2. And then this 2 will be cancelled out, then you will get the value under root 3. By this, you can solve the values, okay, from this method. I just want to confirm the value of tan 60 degree. Okay, that is root 3. Clear? Now, you have to calculate the value for secant 45 degree, cot 60 degree. So this is your homework. If you like this video, then please share and subscribe. So this was our today's topic, how radians can be converted into degrees and degrees into radians. Secondly, we have discussed about the angles in different quadrants. What will be its value, whether it will be positive or negative. Clear? Thank you.